Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where I'm playing Star Wars The Old Republic, and today's video is, Joe, where do you get all those skimpy outfits for female characters? If you've ever watched any of my videos, you may know that I play lots of female characters. Why? Well, if I'm going to play a game where I'm staring at the backside of a character for days, weeks, months, years, might as well be a female character, and she might as well wear as little as possible. After all, games are supposed to be entertaining. So, this video is a little rundown because people ask me all the time. They see my characters and they say, Joe, where'd you get that outfit? So, I thought I'd show you some of the most common ones and where you can find them too. Now, the easiest things to get are these cartel items that you can see her wearing. In this case, she is wearing the Exquisite Dancer set. Not all of the set. I just bothered with the top and the bottom. And for her wrist, gloves, belt, and boots, I went with the Covert Energy Armor. And those are significant because they're transparent. So when you see her, all you see is a top and a bottom. And it looks like she's completely barefoot. And, she's not wearing anything else. Or at least that's what the appearances are. It's actually a nice little set here. As you can see, it's pretty revealing. Alright, so where do you get that? Well, that comes from the Cartel Marketplace. You can always tell by these little symbols here, which are basically indicating that they came from the Cartel Market. Ultimately, as you can see, here's the Cartel Market symbol. These come out of packs, and the packs will be switched out on a regular basis. Currently, the Deep Explorers pack seems to be the featured one, although, there are a few others that you can flip through here and pick the ones that you want. Now, if you're curious as to whether or not one of these packs has what you're looking for, say, for example, you're wondering, you're like, I would love to get one that gives me a chance of getting one of those items, and I've got some extra cartel coins, so perhaps I'll go ahead and buy it. But what's in the pack? So since we have the Deep Core Explorers pack here, here we can, whoops, oh, I hit the wrong button. Come on, open up. We go over here to collections, and I've already looked it up. So you can scroll down here, and in this case, since we're looking up, it's the most recent one, All Explorers pack. And so I can say all, and see, this brings us to the screen, which shows us what potentially could come out of the packs. It's a random chance. So, as a matter of fact, this monocycle is something I was thinking of. That'd be kind of nice. Various different mounts, titles, weapons, some interesting looking emotes and toys. But all the gear looks pretty middle of the road. I mean, it looks tough, it looks armored. Doesn't look very skimpy, so this may not be the pack that you're looking for if you're looking for something skimpy. Alright, and potentially as the packs are rotated out, the one with the skimpy gear you're looking for might not be offered anymore. Alright, so then what? Well, the good thing is that all of these are tradable on the GTN, so when someone gets something like the Exquisite Dancer's top, they can say, aha! I smell credits, and take it over to the GTN and buy it. Or, well, I'm sorry, allow you to buy it, so that they get all the credits. So here, let's even type it in. Exquisite Dancer. And as you can see, we have a few items. Yep, as a matter of fact, there are tops available for sale right now. Let's see what they're going for. Crazy credits, I bet. Oh, look at that. The cheapest is $500,000. They're not cheap. Sorry, guys. Oh, and the most expensive is, well, 1 credit shy of $1 million. Go with the 500,000. These will vary, and some of them will get even worse than that. As a matter of fact, here, let's see. Oh, the appeal of these is that notice that the level requirement is level 1. So you could buy this, send it to a brand new character that is starting on a new planet, and instead of running around in the starting default gear, you can run around in this. Everyone would look at you and instantly know, aha, this guy is not brand new, this is a veteran player. It makes it very, very obvious. So, you know, if you like having that, like I said, you just type in Exquisite Dancer and up comes the sets, and you can see which pieces are currently available. Like I said, personally, I just went with the top and the bottom, and let's see what the bottoms are going for. They're probably even worse than the top. Oh, look at that. Ah, a little bit cheaper, I'm surprised. I don't know, maybe I'll pick one up. The nice thing about the Exquisite Dancer bottom is that, well, as a matter of fact here, let's do a quick comparison. I have some other sets. For example, there's the Elegant Loungewear bottoms. Notice that it adds this little chain above and below, which personally I find a bit on the annoying side. That's not something that I like. Yeah, I just want it to be a little strip of cloth, nothing else. If you want, you can even get a better look at it. So this is part of the Elegant Loungewear set. So you can type Elegant Loungewear, and in fact here, let's look and see what the top looks like. See, I'm just gonna delete bottoms from there, and that way we get to see all of it. So the Elegant, you know what? I'll just leave that in. The Elegant Loungewear top, as you can see, has kind of a little cover. It's got little frills. It's kind of a light color. So if you have a dark colored character, yeah, make a nice contrast. Of course, you can always color it to something else, to whatever you find most preferable. So, and the prices will vary. Let's see. Oh, look at this. These are a lot cheaper. Well, the top is, but let's see the bottoms specifically. You can mix and match sets, of course, and find, whoa, look at this. This one's a steal. You know what? I'm taking that right now. 13K. Sorry about that. You got to pounce on these things. You know, somebody is trolling the marketplace and will see that and snap it up. 13K? Oh, I'm going to turn that over in 200K. Easy. Oh, thank goodness somebody threw that up for cheap. All right, well, now you know my secret. Yeah, buy low, sell high. It still works. All right, in addition to the Elegant Loungewear set, there's also the Fancy Reveler set. Here, let's take a look. Doesn't look very much different. It's just a little difference in coloring. So here, let's go ahead and pick up the Fancy Reveler, and we'll go ahead and just delete this so that it's just the set. All right, so we have the Fancy Reveler's top. Notice the model looks basically identical other than the color. But again, you can always recolor this to make it whatever you want. So the Fancy Reveler set is not a bad one either. And again, because it's cartel gear, it's wearable at level 1. Wow, you know, since we had such a great... Let's see if we find any really... The bottoms usually go pretty good. See, the cheapest one is about 375,000. Oh, well, no deals today. Oh, I sorted it the wrong way. All right, the cheapest is 235,000. Whoops. That's still not going to snap that up, but that other one, woo, I couldn't resist that. That's going to turn into credits. In addition to that one, there is the Relaxed Uniform series. Although, the rest of it, the Relaxed Uniform, in fact, here, we'll bring it up. Whoops, you know what, here. One of the things that you'll notice with Star Wars is that these little modesty flaps go up on female characters. But what you may not realize is that these little flaps are actually tied to the top. So if you pick a top that doesn't have them, and there are very few that don't, but one that does, and hence it's very popular, is the Relaxed Uniform shirt. Yeah, if you buy this and you put it on a male, you are wasting your money. Yeah, I see these things go for $1 million, easy, all the time. And here's why. So here it is, just again, a strip of cloth going across, and there's no modesty flaps in the front or the back. So you can run around and watch her shake it, and and that way you get to appreciate the view. And but here we can take a look real quick, and we can see what the rest of that set actually looks like. So I'll just say Relaxed Uniform, delete the shirt, and you can see what comes up. Now the rest of the set is pretty much unremarkable. So here, let's put on the pants, the belt, Boots. What else do we have? Gloves. You can see why you might want to just go with the energy armor that's transparent instead of bothering to put the rest of this stuff on. The shirt is really the only part of the set that, to be honest, looks any good to me. So, I mean, it's kind of strange looking. It's an odd hodgepodge of stuff here. Oh, you know what? We're not even looking at with the shirt. There we go. That way it's in context. So the relaxed uniform shirt, along with the pants and the boots, it just looks kind of meh. But the shirt, yes, I do like the shirt. And in fact, I'll show you a little trick with one of my other characters here in a few minutes. Alright, so as you can see, there are various different sets, and some have individual pieces that people like to cobble together. Like I said, let's see, what is it? The Covert Energy Armor. So I'll just go ahead and type that. Now notice as I search for the Covert Energy Armor, speaking of pieces that are worthless, look at this one, 12K. Covert Energy Armor, and this is for the chest. Okay, now don't get excited. You're thinking, but isn't all Covert Energy Armor transparent? Doesn't it make everything disappear? Well, sure it's transparent, so let's look at it. That's it. Does it look to you like she's wearing nothing? Yeah, her little modesty bra comes on automatically. Yeah, it would change the ESRB rating of the game, so sorry guys, no topless women in Star Wars, at least not with the game the way it is. Okay, well, we won't go on that topic. But yeah, that's why the Covert Energy Armor chest is so cheap, because it's only for male characters. Male characters can wear it and, you know, go around and show their chest off proudly, I guess. That's why it's cheap. Nobody buys it. What you want are, oh, notice it ramps up really quickly. Okay, this one's overpriced and no one will ever buy it. But the feet, the waist, the wrists, because the gloves, that way you can put them on your female character, and again, all you show is a top and a bottom. Let's see, another one that came out recently that seems to be very popular has been the relaxed tracksuit. So here, let's take a look. As you can see, it's similar to the relaxed uniform shirt, but they added a little jacket around the waist. It kind of covers up in the back, but I still see some people buying it, and you get this weird harness thing going on for some reason. And they made the sleeves multicolored instead. So, you know, if you want it and you can't get the relaxed uniform shirt, you can't afford it for whatever reason, these are fine too, I guess. Here, let's look what the whole set would look like. So, relaxed tracksuit. And let's see, put on the gloves, the boots, the belt. Sometimes not all the parts will be available. It just depends on the GTN on any given day. Let's see, so we didn't see any pants. So we're still using the other ones. Oh, you know what? And let's put this back on. Let's see, where is it? Ah, no, that's the Ravenite. Oh, here we go. All right, so in context, that's a little bit more what it would look like. Although I believe it comes with pants rather than the the little bottoms that she's wearing at the moment. Yeah, so some people like it because it's sort of revealing. Here's another one, the exposed extrovert robes, which again, you get a little strip here. It looks like they took one of the older sets and they just kind of cut pieces off of it for the benefit of female characters. Well, see, you get the little modesty flap there and a giant one in the back. Well, I guess it's giant because I'm using a Type 4 body, so it would look a little smaller if she was Type 1. The rest of the set is not really that remarkable, but here we can take a quick look at it. So here, let's see, Greaves. Whoops. Oh, Start it again. There we go. I've been surprised. I was able to sell parts of this set for quite a bit. People wanted to collect them all. So, go completionists. I do love ya. Buy all my stuff, please. After all, when you look on the GTN and you see Heraxia, that's the name of quality. You want to buy that stuff first. Okay, as you can see, put together, not that remarkable, at least not to me. I like my characters to show off just a bit more. She seems like she's wearing too much. But, you know, like I said, some people like just the top by itself. Others will pay for the entire set. Alright, so those are the most common ones, but in addition to that, there's also let's see, since we're here on Nar Shaddaa, we can go down and have a chat with the social items vendor. Now, the social items vendors don't get quite as much attention these days. Now that we have the Cartel Market, now that players receive the Starfighter uniforms right when they create a new character. I mean, it used to be that putting together a full set of orange gear was quite an ordeal. Everybody would, you know, pick out heroics that they knew gave orange pieces as rewards in order to build up an orange set, and it was a bit of a hodgepodge. But nobody cared, you know, if the colors matched or anything else. They were just happy to have an orange item for every slot. Because it was kind of unusual back then. So the social gear back then was deeply prized, and the way it worked is that in Star Wars we have our social points that you get for playing with other players. So the idea was to encourage people to be social. You go into flashpoints. Probably, since I'm on the Republic side, the most notable flashpoint for grinding social points would be the Essalus. On the Imperial side, it would be the Black Talon. And once you get up to at least social rank 2, you come to Nar Shaddaa, which is one of the first planets, and they have this vendor who sells this entire set of a slave girl outfit. Now notice how cheap this is. 300 credits, 250 credits, and so on. This was easily one of the cheapest orange sets early on in the game. When Star Wars first launched, and it's still pretty cheap even today. But, you know, a lot of people end up with orange gear long before they get here, so the only reason to come here would be if you want skimpy clothing. So let's take a look and see what it looks like. Again, hold down your left control key and left click, and you can put these on in the dressing room and see what the set looks like. So this is actually what the set looks like, although personally I don't wear the hats. Or I should say I wear them, but they're usually hidden because I think they look silly. So I don't bother to show them off. And for the longest time, my Imperial agent wore this exact outfit, just as you see it here. And this is not my agent, though, of course. But she's the same body type and all the same settings. And when the Cartel Market came out, that's when I got the covert energy armor to make her wrist belt and her little slippers disappear, so that she just was left with the top and a bottom. But I played for probably a couple of years just like this, using this orange set. Back then, the social gear was all considered light gear, so even though my agent wore medium gear, I took a penalty for wearing it, but I wore it anyways. I was happy to, because it gave me the look that I wanted. And to their credit, BioWare one day said, you know what, we'll go ahead and we'll change this to what's called adaptive gear, so it will take on the characteristics necessary for whichever character wears it. So if a Sith, you know, warrior or Jedi Knight wears this, it becomes heavy armor. If some other character class, like a healer, wears it, that wears light armor, it becomes light armor. You know, my agent wears it, it becomes medium armor. So it's adaptive. So as we mouse over it, it'll say adaptive armor, rating such and such. But that rating changes based on the character class of the character that wears it. And oh, and of course you can change the colors if you desire. But I kind of like this goldish, copperish look that it comes with. So My Imperial agent still wears it to this day. She just happens to wear the covert gear to hide a lot of stuff. But that's one of the easiest sets to get. If you don't have a lot of money, if you don't have cartel coins, you know, you've only got a few in-game credits, build up your social, you can come here, and you can stick your companions in it with a few exceptions. Star Wars does make a distinction between male and female clothing. So, for example, my good friend Quaizen Fez here could not, thank goodness, wear the slave girl outfit. Otherwise, I'm sure somebody would put him in it. So I just have him dressed up in the Starfighter gear that I got for free when I started my character. To be honest, I kind of like it. I remember when we were first introduced to this race in The Empire Strikes Back, Bosk had on what looked like the bounty hunter that we first see, what looked like a pressure suit. So I figured it's appropriate for him. Alright, now here I thought I'd show you an example of some of the silly things you could do with some of this gear, depending on the combinations that you pick. For one thing, I have a lot of fun with my scoundrel here, and you'll see why. Notice her body coloring. She's a Chiss, and I went in the Cartel Marketplace, and I looked, and I was able to find a dye that you could color your armor with. It happened to be the same color as her skin. And remember, you get the ability to, well, I'm a subscriber, so I get it automatically. You may have to pay to unlock it if you're not currently a subscriber, but you can either have the ability or unlock the ability to match your colors. And it always matches to the top that you're wearing. Let's see. Here, let's put your gun away. Whoops. Come on, put your gun away. Yeah, now notice here, we'll go ahead and have her walk around a bit. So from a distance, people will see here and they're like, is she naked? And so I run around the fleet all the time with her and have fun with the, here, let's turn off the interface so we can get a better look. And as she's walking or running around, it tends to get a lot of people's attention. So we have a lot of fun with that when we're gaming. Let's see here. Let's take a look. In fact, we'll go to the fleet and see whether or not we get any admirers. Now, if I remember correctly, in fact, the dye pack that she is using to color her gear is one that's actually made by artifices. So if you took the artifice profession, you could probably just make this and match your Chiss to it. So here, let's take a look. So again, it's the relaxed uniform shirt that we saw earlier that's very popular. And as you can see, we have a secondary deep purple dye module that is mounted in it. And so that gives her the appearance here that you see, where, see, in dark areas, you know, where it's shadowy, it's hard to tell that she's actually wearing anything. Now, if only I could make her sleeves the same color. That would complete the effect. But usually I'll just walk around the fleet while I'm chatting with people, and when I turn around, I'll see that I end up developing a little procession behind me. It's kind of late on the fleet tonight, so I don't know that hardly anybody will notice, but I'll walk by and see whether or not we get any fun comments anyways. It's always fun also to see what other outfit combinations other people do. I'm always curious to see whether or not they come up with something that I didn't think of. No takers tonight, huh? There are times where I'll be walking around the station and I end up with like 3-4 people behind me. As they see my little Chiss go by and they're like, huh, is she wearing any clothes? Oh well. Uh, all right, well, that's enough silliness. As you can imagine, I get very cheap thrills playing Star Wars and messing with people. So those were all the most basic and obvious sets that you can get for female characters. There will probably be more that will be added in the future. Oh, you know what? Here, one that I forgot to show you. If you have a security key, there's a security key vendor on the fleet, both on the Republic and the Imperial side. And so this vendor will only sell to you if you have a security key enabled on your account. A bit of advice, I have some people who say, Joe, get with the times. It's the 21st century. You should just get the security validator on your phone. I've had like 3 phones since Star Wars launched, so yeah. If you enjoy logging into your account, constantly adding and removing, authenticators, hey, great, have at it. I prefer a physical authenticator. So if you have a security key, to say thank you because your account is less likely to be hacked and taking up time from the the tech support team, they have this vendor, and on both the Republic side and the Imperial side, they have these little dancer outfits, and they look a little different. Notice this one looks similar to what we saw in Nar Shaddaa, other than the colors. The models are basically identical. The color scheme is just different, and it's not a very pretty one either. So I would just recolor this.
Appreciate your business.
Now, if you want to see what the dance outfit looks like on the Imperial side, let's see, as a matter of fact, my Sith Assassin is actually wearing one. So this one actually looks a little bit nicer, I think, than the Republic one. They have a nice top. Here, let's log in. I've been kind of busy, so her story hasn't gotten very far. Basically, I just kind of use her as a crafty mule. So I needed an artifice to be able to make the various supplies so I could have components for my dark projects, and she got nominated. So the outfit she's wearing is the Imperial Dancer's top, which is available on the fleet from the security key vendor. But the bottoms, those are just the slave girl bottoms that I picked up on Nar Shaddaa. I just happen to like this top. As a matter of fact, here, let's get a closer look at it. As you can see, this one just kind of hangs out, and so yeah, the Empire gets a better view than the Republic does. She's a very old character. She dates from the days when we would do heroics in order to get gear pieces, and so this was a heroic reward. I forget which one. I think it was here on Nar Shaddaa. I think it was terminal injuries, I believe, gives this it gives orange headgear as a reward. So then I had it color matched to her outfit, and it picked up the gold, so it looks really nice. Okay, so that should be all the easy to get female outfits. So best of luck. See you again in the future in Star Wars The Old Republic. Thank you for joining me here on Joe Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, and I hope you're able to dress up your female characters as skimpily as you like. By the way, at the description of this video, you'll find my referral link. If you are considering coming back to Star Wars or trying it for the very first time, try out my referral link. You'll get some extra goodies, and it helps me out. So I look forward to seeing you next time here on Joe Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel.